Good day, everyone. My name is Miss Trina Eve Torres Tiborio, and I'm your teacher for today's discussion. So, are you ready for a new discussion? Alright, so today we will going to discuss about Chapter 8, School Culture, Principles, and Theories. Let's go! Today, we will going to discuss about school culture, principles, and theories. Truly, culture affects how people think, feel, and act, and has been shown to play an important role in the professional growth of educators. As the school progresses, its vision, mission, and objectives must adapt to constant changes. Because the thing that cannot be changed is change. And absolutely, I can say that culture plays a significant role in shaping the individual's thoughts, emotions, and behaviors, and also including the educators. Cultural awareness is very crucial in the field of education. Now, in the definition of school culture, according to Mitchell 2008, school culture is a historically transmitted patterns of meanings that include the norms, values, beliefs, ceremonies, rituals, traditions, and myths understood by members of the school community. And I can say that the school culture is directly proportional to the student performance that will lead to student achievements. So if your school culture is healthy or has a more positive impact, of course, the student will enhance their performance in the field of academic. So the kind of student you have been developed will also reflect of what kind of stakeholders or teachers you have in the learning environment. So moreover, culture is wide in scope. It demonstrates how the students, staff, and community look at the institution. So how safe the school makes the stakeholders feel while on the campus, and how high the level of rigor within classroom is. According to Wagner 2006, purported that everything in a school, including school achievement, is affected by the school's culture. So the school culture affects not just only the teacher, but also teacher beliefs, cognitions, and behaviors, and influence the school culture. So Wagner also noted that school culture consists of things such as traditions and celebration shared with the family, faculty, and staff, and the community, and the importance of how stakeholder supports treat and value each other, as well as share teaching strategies. So, 2002, school culture as a complex patterns of norms, attitudes, beliefs, behaviors, values, ceremonies, traditions, and myths that are deeply ingrained in the very core of the organization. So, it is the historically transmitted patterns of meaning that wields astonishing power in shaping what people think and how they act. So, school culture is wide in scope. So, it also illustrates how the teacher care for their students, how highly accessible the staff is to community members, and whether the staff receive a lot of opportunities to learn and excel in their craft. So, now let's proceed to the types and categories of school culture. So, school culture can be either a positive or negative. So, in positive culture, teacher, administrator, and students value learnings. And there is a norm of continuous learning and improvement, and all educators feel responsible for the learning of all students in the school. So, collaboration, collegial relationships, and valued, and opportunities are provided for reflection, collective inquiry, and sharing about teaching and learning. So, those are the positive school culture. And now, let's proceed to the negative school culture. So, on the other hand, or on the other side of the coin, some schools possess negative school culture. So, this toxic culture exude norms and values that hinder growth and learning. So, there is a lack of purpose, and often students are blamed for poor performance. And collaboration is not the norm, and often toxic culture have hostile relationship among the staff. So those are the positive and negative impact of school culture. Now let's proceed to, so according to Saphir and King 1985, they declare that it is specific norms of an educational institution, culture, and study. There will be vital and continuous enhancements in instruction. So if the norms are weak, tutorial enhancement may likely be infrequent and random. So they suggested, so Saphir and King suggested that the norms be maintained where they already exist. Otherwise, the leader and staff can help build the norms. So now let's see. What are the cultural norms impacting school improvements? So there are a lot of cultural norms impacting school improvement. So the first one is collegiality. Collegiality. So yes, and number two is experimentation. So experimentation, promoting a willingness to try new teaching methods or pedagogy and strategies, allowing for the innovation and the adaptation to meet the changes in the educational needs. And number three is high expectation. So you're setting and maintaining our re, reduced academic standards for your students, and educators motivating everyone to strive for excellence. So teachers should motivate every learners to strive their goals in life and to mold themselves. Okay, so number four is trust and confidence. So building trust among the school staff, students, and parents by demonstrating integrity, competence, and a belief of each other. So number five is tangible support. So tangible support means touchable. You're providing practical resources such as materials, trainings, and professional development to empower educators and enhance the student learning. Number six is reaching out to the knowledge bases. Actively seeking and utilizing research best practices and educational experts to inform decision making and improve instructional quality. Number seven is appreciation and recognition. So, acknowledging and celebrating the contributions and achievements of students, teachers, and staff to moral and motivations. So, and number eight is caring, celebration, and humor. Number nine is involvement in decision making. Number 10 is protection of what's important. 11 is tradition. So preserving a meaningful tradition that provides a sense of continuity and identity within the school and community. So it's also important traditions. And number 12 is honest open communication. So promoting transparency and dialogue among all the stakeholders to address challenges, share information and build trust, and also fostering fostering educate education. So in honest open communication, it's also very important. So those are the cultural norms impacting school improvement. Now we will continue our discussion. So in their model of school culture, referred to as the dimension of culture, include skills orientation, organizational structure, quality of the learning setting, and a student-centered focus. And this integrated model is affirmed in the literature review that included variables, dimensions, feature terms, and ideas found to the point of school culture. So, in dimension, professional orientation, it involves the amount of emphasis the student places on the continuous growth and development of faculty members as professionals. Number two is organizational structure. So it includes a type of leadership that exists at the school who is involved in leadership activities. And the quality of the learning environment, which determined by assessing the degree to which students are continually engaged in substantive, cognitively challenging activities. And the last one is student-centered. So student-centered focus refers to the collective efforts of the school staff to focus on student as individual learner with unique characteristics. So this dimension is designed to assess the extent to which the needs of individuals students are met by the school.
Good day, everyone. I am Sarah Megan Pahan. So, in continuation of Miss Trina's discussion, now let's go to other author or theories. Now let's go to the next author or theories. So the next one is Sinji 2000. His real name is Peter Michael Sinji, was born on 1947, was the founding chair of SOL, Society of Organizational Learning. Also, he made a book which is entitled Schools That Learn, which this book is for schools that highlights the school improvement through organizational structures. Also, Senji made a 5 main disciplines of organizational learning. So the first one is personal mastery, a set of specific principles and practices that enables a person to learn, create a personal vision, and view the world objectively. So in a school, there should have a personal mastery wherein every children or every learners have their own rules in order to be responsible in their in order to also to be responsible and to be guided in the school. The next one is shared vision. It is a clear and common picture of a desired future state that members of an organization identify with themselves. So shared vision is where a school has a vision on how to access the needs of every learners. Now next is mental models, an internal representation of external reality, hypothesized to play a major role in cognition, reasoning, and decision making. So mental models, these are models that would directly target the cognitive domain of the children, of the learners. So we could see that there are different strategies and models in order to assess, in order to attain the needs of the learners. Next is team learning. The process of individuals learning together as a team, sharing knowledge, and collaborating to achieve common goals. So this is also very important. Actually, the five main disciplines of organizational learning is team learning is the very important discipline. Why? Because it starts with team interaction. Team learning nurtured inside classrooms between parents, teachers, and school community. So, whenever you are going to share some knowledge or to have a brainstorming about the school, team learning is very important and very effective in order to have effective school management. System thinking, a disciplined approach for examining problems more completely and accurate before acting. So system thinking is it includes the strategies on how to manage the problems that you are dealing with. And it it includes with decisions before you act something. Yes. Now let's go to another theories or authors. So we have Stahl and Fink in 1996. So the real name of Stahl is Louis Stahl, was born on 1956 and professor of professional learning at UCL Institute of Education, or the IOE, and an international consultant. On the other hand, Fink is the real name of Fink is Dean Fink, was born on 1936 and an international education consultant. With a background in teaching and administration, he has worked in more than 30 countries. So we could clearly see we could clearly see that these authors are very experts. Stoll and Fink group the schools or categorize the schools based on the dimension cultures. So here we have the categories. So the first one is moving schools. So moving schools are effective schools. People in these schools are actively work together to respond to their changing context and to keep developing. Also, they know where they are going and possess the will, structure, and skill to get there. So basically, this school is very effective and active, where they have advanced planned on what to do and how to manage on their school. Next is cruising schools, where these schools are generally perceived as effective by teachers, administrators, and the surrounding community. So they are usually located in higher socioeconomic status or SES areas where pupils achieved despite the quality of teaching. So even though that they are in the far-flung areas where we know that financial supports there are very like not so good, but they also know how to be effective to assess the needs of the learners. Next is strolling schools. These are neither particularly effective or ineffective, where efforts are made towards improvements, but at an inadequate pace. They have ill-defined and sometimes conflicting aims, these are average schools that seem to be meandering into the future. Strolling schools often require stimulations from an outside source. So, you know, these schools are the efforts are there and also the improvements are there, but they are managing the schools into their own pace. Yes, they are not in a hurry. So during that pacing, it is not that really clear or particular if they are effective or ineffective. So next is struggling schools. So struggling schools are ineffective and they know it. They have the will to improve but lack the direction or the skill. So they will try anything, and these schools benefit the most from outside consultants. So usually these schools are lack of strategies, and also they know about it. They want to improve, but I think they really don't know how to run or manage about it. So basically, they need a lot of advices in order to run the school effectively. Next is sinking schools. These are ineffective schools, often found in lower SES areas. The staff is either out of apathy or ignorance, making no effort toward change. So this school is the curriculum at this school is undemanding, and the teachers explain away failure by blaming it on the home life of the students, such as school culture incapable of repair. The school should be closed to allow this harmful culture to die out. Later, another school with a new name, new faculty can be reopened on the same location. So, sinking schools are most probably it is not really handling classes because they are sinking, and sinking schools do not long last. They are to be reopened with new staffs and faculties. Yeah. So these are the five categories of stall and finks. Stall and fink. And if I am going to choose what category is Norsu, what part of the categories of stall and fink does the Norsu is? I choose it is the moving schools because it's very effective. Like all the staff there, all the staffs at Norso is very experts. Like it has a high quality standard of teaching. Next, we have here is the school's cultural identity. So, school's cultural identity talks about empowers the school to actually participate in curricular reforms, wherein we could see that this school has a lot of activities. Everyone in the school is enjoined to be culturally sensitive toward development, to establish a large reservoir of values, knowledge, and skills throughout the existence. The school culture is a set of shared values, beliefs, and norms that influence the way teachers, pupils, and head teachers think, express, feel, and behave in and out of the school compounds. So one of the shared values, beliefs, norms, and influences here we could see in the school is that there are a lot of fun games during recess, having whatever is trending, formation of squads, listing noisy and annoying people in the class, sharing food and papers. So these are part of the cultures every student has. Now, what could be the consequences if the school gives up its own culture? Of course, tendency of losing their originality, core values, treasures of wisdom and novelty. Culture of the school is very important because the culture of the school, it starts with unity and collaboration. Now, if we gives up the culture, what happened? It would be something unlively, unlively culture, unlively school. The culture brings life, the culture brings joy, not just for the learners, but also for the teachers. Without culture, there is no life of the school. So, in bringing the culture in the school, it represents originality, core values, treasures wisdom, and novelty. Also, it provides unity and collaboration. Now, here are the following questions that is worth reflecting on so that every school's culture will not lead to nothingness. So, I believe that since this topic is all about the principles and theories of the school, so in order to run a school or in order to manage a school, we could also consider these questions in order to be guided and so that the school will not lead to nothingness and will not be a sinking school. So the first one is, does the school provide a humanistic education, especially in this age of information? Is it humanistic education? Is it relatable to real life education? To real life situation? Number two, are social awareness and sound discipline through a genuine community service inculcated in the learners? Are the social awareness and sound discipline related to the learners? Number three, are the students made to realize what it means to love our very own country, hence taking pride in being a Filipino? Thus, the learners know that they are Filipino. Thus, thus we can feel, do we feel that they are Filipino, that they love this country? Number four, are consumerism and materialism clearly evident among the administrators, faculty, and students? Consumerism and materialism talks about the protection and the physical comfort of the school. Is it clearly evident among the administrators and faculty and students? Number five, do the learning experiences inside and outside of the classroom enable the students to create and innovate for the common good and the nation? Thus, the inside and outside of the classroom helps the student to create something that is good for the nation. Those are some questions that if we become a principal or a head teacher soon, we will be guided by these questions. Now let's go to school culture and leadership. Now let's talk about leadership. Leadership talks about school heads should become familiar with creating a positive school culture in a climate of high stakes accountability. Schools have unique cultures that consist of norms and values. So leadership talks about for the school heads. It refers to the school heads wherein school heads would have a great positive would have to create a great positive school culture. And also should have a unique cultures that consist of norms, different norms and values. Because it's very important to have values. Because values talks about the attitude or behavior of the learners, wherein learners should use what they learn about values in real life. Culture, and extremely powerful in a school, and school leader is the key to shaping the institution's culture. Refers to the norms, beliefs, and values that have been created and built over time. So culture are norms, beliefs, and values. So one of the example of the school culture for the learners is establish norms and positive professional dialogue, wherein learners and teachers should have to speak formally. Whenever learners have concern, it should be that it should be learners should speak formally to the teachers. Next, we have school leaders. Shape, shaped culture in a variety of ways, ultimately resulting in a positive or a toxic culture. So the school heads or the school leaders should be providing or create a positive culture, not a toxic culture. A skillful symbolic leader is seen as a cultural reinforcer who can transform a toxic school culture into a positive one over time through the judicious, passionate, and artful execution of day-to-day administrative activities. So symbolic as skillful symbolic leaders have to be a reinforcer who can transform a toxic school or a sinking school into a positive school culture. Now, now let's go to the positive school cultures. And these positive school cultures are from Peterson and Deal, 1999. Letter A, a mission focused on student and teaching learner. B, as a rich sense of history and purpose. C, core values and collegiality performance, and improve that engender quality, achievement, and learning for everyone. D, positive beliefs and assumptions about the potential of students and staff to learn and grow. E, a strong professionalism community that uses knowledge, experience, and research to improve practices. F, an informal network that fosters positive communication flow. G, shared leadership that balances continuity and improvement. H, rituals and ceremonies that reinforce core cultural values. I, stories that celebrate successes and recognize heroines and heroes. J, a physical environment that symbolizes joy and pride. K, a widely shared sense of respect and caring. So those are positive school cultures wherein it should be followed by the school heads, as well as to be followed by staffs, faculties, teachers, learners, and the whole school community in order to attain the positive school, not the toxic school.
Good afternoon, everyone. I am Cheryl Jane Octorado for the continuation of our report. Mitchell in the year 2008 mentioned that a healthy school culture fosters continuous improvement in student achievement. The culture of a school allows stakeholders to identify if the school is a stable, safe, and a positive place for student learning. So Mitchell is saying that a good school atmosphere or school culture helps students do better in their studies. This culture is like the overall vibe of the school that everyone feels. It shows if the school is a safe, positive, and stable place for learning. Also, it indicates if it's a good environment for teachers to grow and improve their teaching skills. Next is, a collegiate collaborative school culture is important for any continuing changes towards school improvement. Barth noted that a collegial culture was vital to the existence of schools and the improvement of the academic conditions of schools. Barth further stated that in collegial culture, educators are compelled to convey their thoughts about their practice, share their knowledge of their craft, and observe and support each other's successes. Next, the National Association of Elementary School Principals in the year 2008 suggested the need for leaders of learning communities to effectively and clearly express and communicate the school's vision that includes a high expectations and standard for both students and adults. So, in simpler terms, said that the leaders in school should be really good at telling everyone about the school wants to achieve. This includes having a big goals and high standards for both students and adults in school. Now, these are the effective leaders should do. The first one, the effective leaders should show clearly what the beliefs and goals of the schools are. This one helps them plan and guide the school in the right direction. The second one is effective leaders should always ascertain that all students have enough and appropriate opportunities to meet the high standard they set. The third one, effective leaders must Develop a school culture that is flexible, collaborative, innovative, and supportive of efforts to the better achievement of all students. Next, effective leaders must also take advantage of the increasing diversity of school populations. This means that they should adapt to the different background and culture of students, knowing that this can affect how well students do in school. Lastly, effective leaders must ensure that the parties in the learning community know and understand the goals and expectations of the school and the district, and ensure all activities and decisions are in parallel with the school's goals and expectations. The next topic that we're going to discuss is about the power of collaboration. When we say collaboration, it is the process of working together towards a common goal. It involves individual or groups sharing knowledge, skills, and resources to achieve a shared objectives. Now, one type of school culture that has been shown to have a positive impact on school is what is described as a collaborative school culture. According to Peterson in the year 1994, stated that collaborative school cultures do not develop immediately. They are shaped by the way stakeholders, including school leaders, teachers, and key people, support and reinforce the school norms, values, and beliefs. Next is collaborative school culture cultivate and underlying norms, values, and beliefs, and they strengthen and promote teamwork and conversation around problems of peace. Collaboration involves professionals working together in groups on different projects and tasks. Teachers' collaboration can affect the quality of teaching by enriching the work of the teachers. Next, we have collaborative school culture. Schools where teachers develop is facilitated through mutual support, joint work, and broad agreement on educational values have been presented as the best setting for learning for both teachers and students. It means that having a collaborative culture in school can enhance the learning for everyone and with a sense of teamwork. A school can work together toward the common goal of a better education for all. Both the internal and external communities in a school environment must be united and sought for consultation. So, the following table specifies what comprises the school community. So, for classification, we have administrators, faculty, non-teaching staff, ancillary group, students, and lastly, the parents. For the major concepts, we have parents, church, media, barangay officials, and politicians. So according to before, in the year 2011 stated that when schools support a collaborative culture of professional learning communities, teachers have an enormous amount of latitude in their classrooms. Teachers still work to meet the needs of each of their students. The school will embed the necessary processes into the daily routines and procedures to ensure that teachers collaborate to meet the needs of each student. Next, there is a wealth of resources in a so-called Parent-Teacher Association or the PTA. PTA is a school-based organization with a mission to make the school a better place for children to learn. So PTA, this reliance and belief of particular school to PTA are reflective of its shared governance, cooperative venture, and two-way communication. Now let us move on to the Big R representation. Strengthening the PTA is a celebration of a school's unique culture of adhering to the principle of representation. The parents, as one of the stakeholders, should be given a chance to voice out their positive or negative comments to the school administration, faculty, and non-teaching personnel. So it means that PTA addresses the issues that are important to parents and public school administration. Also, parents should work together with teachers to volunteer in classes to raise money or for school supplies and general support the school's efforts, and also the students' holistic development that can be achieved along with the collaborative directions toward a shared school culture. So next, the principle of representation does not mean that parents can criticize the school without due respect to its culture. For the PTA to survive, openness to criticism too is enjoined for as long as it is within the bound of professional ethics. So the concept of the Big R, or representation, is conceptualized in the following model. So in this model, it shows the relationship between the school and the PTA, or the Parent-Teacher Association. So with these two connected with each others, it may have a big impact on the schools as well as the students studying on that particular school. Next, with the representation comes respect that must be evident between the parent and the school. apart from all the activities and projects being undertaken by the PTA through the school inspiration and guidance. There must be an unwritten contract between the school and the parent, that each one will respect each other's views and suggestions despite their unpopularity and opposing features. Furthermore, both parties must remember that both of them are people who must be dealt with in a more humane approach. Next, emphasizing the following among the members of the PTA offer a wealth of wisdom for the school. The number one is parents get bored. In the context of the PTA, we're acknowledging that parents, like everyone else, can lose interest if the meetings or activities become monotonous or don't feel meaningful. This is a reminder to keep the meetings and activities varied, engaging, and relevant. The second one, parents respond to personal respect and attention. This is when we are acknowledging the importance of treating parents valued individuals within the school community. The third one is parents respond responsibly to positive feedbacks done critical comments. This is recognizing the power of positive feedback and its ability to motivate and encourage parents. The fourth one is parents have their assets and liabilities. This is when we are acknowledging that parents bring their unique strengths and weaknesses to the table when it comes to their involvement in the PTA. Fifth, parents will love to hear the accomplishment of their own sons and daughters no matter how little they may be. Means understanding that parents take pride in their children's accomplishment no matter how small they may seem to others. Number 6 is parents are not perfect and make mistakes too. This is recognizing that parents are not perfect and make mistakes, help create a culture of compassion and understanding. Number 7, parents do not like to be scolded in public in matters of their child's misbehavior. So, of course, if the teacher is having a problem regarding to its behavior of the child, teacher may tell the parents privately. Number 8, parents have the innate desire to help the school programs and projects despite financial constraints. Acknowledging this innate desire of parents to contribute to PTA can create opportunities to get involved in meaningful ways. Number 9, parents as children of God are basically honest and can be trusted if given the chance. So emphasizing this belief in the honesty and trustworthy of parents can have several positive effects. It encourages open communication and collaboration. Parents do not really like playing favoritism by the school administration. This is acknowledging the importance of fairness, equality, and transparency within the school community. This is acknowledging the importance of fairness, equality, and transparency within the school community. So, I guess that's all. Again, I am Cheryl Jane Alvarado. Thank you for sharing your time with us. I hope you have learned something from our chapter today. Again, thank you and God bless us all.